So after 20 plus years of professional content creation in video and photography, why YouTube and why now? When I was in film school, my dream was to make my own films. And before that, I was shooting still photos and I wanted to make my own magazine. I wanted to do all these creative ideas that I just had like bursting out of my head. And for me, when you're doing client work, there's a load of expectations that come with that, and I'm pretty good at dealing with that stuff. But I've kind of been craving just the opportunity to do something random, just things that I want to do. And I feel like YouTube opens up the door to be free with the ideas that I want to try. And there's no sense in holding back. On television, the barrier to entry was so high that you had to wait for all these gatekeepers to say that it was okay, you were good enough, and produce your content and put the money behind it. It was just insanely expensive. But now with technology and the platforms that are available, you're able to produce content for relatively little effort and not too much money, and put it out to the world, just to feel a sense of connection and that people are actually watching what you do, which is sort of the whole point of making stuff. Nobody has to tell you you're good enough to do it. You can just go do it. And the audience will decide. If somebody likes what you do, they may not be the person that was funding a feature film, but they can click on your video, watch it, and support you in a different way. There's never been an easier way to share what you're doing with the world. I think with the advent of smart televisions and set-top devices like Apple TV or Roku, people are able to watch YouTube in a more comfortable setting. And I think that's had a big impact on how we consume content. A long time ago, I feel like YouTube was meant for like videos that were less than 5 minutes. Now I feel people are watching longer and longer content. In a lot of ways, it's taken the place of television. Back in the day, we used to scroll through TV, just surfing channels to see if we could find something to watch. There was no apps, there was no sort of streaming services. We would just sort of scan to see what was on, or we would wait for our show to come on. Now with YouTube, I feel like people are watching YouTube on their smart TVs, sitting on their couch in a way that is a little bit familiar to me, in the sense that it's almost like how we used to watch TV. We would channel surf, and people are kind of YouTube surfing. YouTube provides the ability to both share knowledge, but also tell stories that maybe don't have an outlet anywhere else. And I've seen this time and time again in my work, where videos that I didn't think were necessarily going to be as successful as they were very popular because there was an audience for that. And I really feel like there are little subsets of the internet out there that you can connect with, and it's great. There's no barrier to entry anymore. So one of the other reasons to do YouTube in the present time, I think, is to become an expert in your field. And in my particular instance, I've spent 20 years honing this craft, and I've got a lot to share. So it's a little bit of a step out of that for me, and a little bit out of my comfort zone. So I'm both challenging myself, but also sharing information that will be hopefully helpful in a way to new creators that are starting out on this journey that maybe don't have quite as much experience. And I think that there's a great opportunity to connect, build resource for myself and also for you, and share my knowledge so that you can take some of this information and hopefully run with it and create the things that you want to make. Is it even worth doing this in 2025? I feel like YouTube is pretty saturated, and obviously there's more content creators than there ever has been. There's more YouTube channels than there ever has been. Ultimately, I think people are always hungry for new stories and new voices, and if you can connect with people in an honest and meaningful way, there's no reason why you can't make inroads in YouTube in 2025. And YouTube is apparently showcasing more and more smaller channels. I've really discovered that there is a community out there, and that alone is just so encouraging and inspiring and something I'm super interested in. So I've never had that ability to connect like that through the internet over work that I've done. So thank you for all the comments that have come in over the last little while, just on the couple videos that I made, but I really enjoyed kind of responding to those and reading the different ideas that were out there. And yeah, it's very cool. So I think all those reasons are why I'm interested in pursuing YouTube in 2025, and perhaps they're why you should too. But if I'm going to do some of these like sit down desk videos, studio style, I feel like I need some, nice backdrop. And it feels like everybody has a really cool neon style light, like a little colorful LED light in the background of their studio space. And I don't really have that, so I've just borrowed this unicorn light from my daughter. Hopefully she doesn't mind. But yeah, maybe I need to put that up somewhere. So for now, thank you for watching. Tune in for more on the business of creativity, photography, filmmaking, and a little bit of travel and food. And we'll see you next time. Thanks.